Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of React Attack. I am Ords, and today we continue our look at the Band-Maid documentaries. And this one's Akane. So very excited to dive into it. Without further ado, let's freaking go. The Ohrenje Band-Maid documentaries on Akane. Let's go.
Making you gay.
Love that.
What the hell is this? Ooh. That was way too loud.
No, it's perfect.
Sorry about that. All right.
It's perfect.
Who is the next one? Let's see here. Oh,
Is she DJing?
she was the one. Wait,
Heck yeah.
she's also a DJ?
I guess so.
Really?
That's amazing.
Okay, then.
Makes sense. I mean,
Let's
beats, right?
talk about Akane.
There we go.
Akane was born on December 14th in Hyogo, a prefecture very close to Osaka. She lived with her mother, her stepfather, and for a short
So they're
period
like
of time
all over the place.
with her stepbrother, who is 11 years older.
Nice.
During her youngest years,
Ah,
Akane
cute
was
little cat.
very unsociable and the one to do whatever she wanted, like leaving kindergarten to go home or not participating in games and activities with the other.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I remember doing shit like that when I was a kid, leaving kindergarten to go to my buddy's house and stuff. I remember getting in big trouble doing that. But respect to Akane for that one. Let's go.
Like leaving kindergarten to go home or not participating in games and activities with the other kids. She was, as she likes to say
rebel.
while laughing, a real problem child.
Let's go.
Note that in
Shout out Tiny
Japan,
Hat.
children go to school and come back home on their own very early, sometimes at 3 or 4.
What?
Over the years,
What? That's wild. Yeah, but they also have respect in their society too. So, there's that.
their own very early, sometimes at 3 or 4. Over the years, she became more
Love
and
that
more
outfit.
friendly and discovered that talking to other people wasn't that bad after all.
Well, that's good.
During her school years, she loved home economics and art, but hated studying. She was also bad at physical activities. Who would have thought? Being a huge fan of manga,
I wasn't bad at physical activities. I just didn't want to do any of them. Just saying.
Akane was easily influenced by the Prince of Tennis or Slam Dunk to try different sports, but
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, dude. That looks like the Bulls. Looks like the Bulls jerseys. I'm just saying. Just saying.
tried different sports, but soon realized that her motivation was gone pretty quickly. She's the kind of person who wants to try everything that could interest her, but nothing lasted very long,
Yeah, that
except
goes.
one thing. And this is something that we've seen in Saiki and Konami's childhood. Akane has loved music since she was very little. For her, it started with piano in kindergarten
Nice.
and lasted a few years before she stopped because the joy wasn't there anymore. Although she can still play some songs on the piano, even today.
That's kind of wild that she went from knowing piano and all that, and then it's like, nah, I'm good, and then still ended up in music but doing drums. That's wild. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. All
She
right.
continued for 5 years with trombone, but it wasn't something
Wow.
she saw herself pursuing. At the end of her trombonist career, she realized that a lot of her friends joined bands, so she went to a lot of live performances and music festivals with them.
That's cool, man, because that's how it happens, right? That's how it freaking happens, man. I'm just saying. Oh,
Bone, but it wasn't something she saw herself pursuing. At the end of her trombonist career, she realized that a lot of her friends joined bands, so she went to a lot of live performances and music
that's
festivals
awesome.
with them.
Yeah.
That's how the idea of being in a band started to grow in Akane's head. So she joined the K-On! Club to form a band. To get an idea of what it was like, you can watch the anime K-On! Akane started with the guitar,
Okay, cool.
but
Oh,
soon
damn.
realized that her hands were too small to play, and it was impossible for her to continue.
I think it's cool to
The
see
bass
those
was
pictures
often
of her with the guitar, though. That's pretty sweet.
all to play, and it was impossible for her to continue. The bass was off the table too, as you can imagine, and she's no singer, at least according to her, so what's left? Yes, drums.
Let's go.
And once Akane tried a drum kit, she felt that that was it.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, man, that's so cool. Like, you try all these different things and you don't give up, right? You keep trying, you don't give up, and then you find what it is that you like and obviously she was born to do it, because look how good she is.
While learning drums, she started to listen to rock bands like El Garden and Bump of Chicken to end up making covers of their songs.
That's cool.
She also learned about the band Maximum the Hormone and their female drummer, Now.
That's what's up.
Akane was stunned to discover that the drummer of this hard rockin' band was not a man. This was the kind of drummer
That's
she
cool.
wanted to become. So
Hell
she
yeah.
kept this picture of a strong female drummer in her mind as a role model. It was and still is important to Akane to have an impact on anyone who thinks that a female drummer can only
That's amazing, yo. Shout out. That is so cool, man. To find that inspiration and then to become that inspiration, man. Full circle, right?
It was and still is important to Akane to have an impact on anyone who thinks that a female drummer can only play soft and not hard. With this image in mind, she practiced every week at her school, the only place that had a drum kit available, as she didn't own one.
That's what's up.
The
Dang.
other problem was that she was alone in her club, so she could only practice by herself.
Oh, no.
By the end of her second year, she wanted to do a graduation live performance. So she gathered some of her friends from her old symphonic band days and performed a copy of the group Pez, a Japanese instrumental band consisting of a
Right.
trumpet, a saxophone, a double bass, a keyboard vocalist, and of course, drums.
That's what's
You
up.
might be surprised to learn that Akane wanted to work as a hairdresser after graduation.
What?
But
No
as
way.
she started drums and was 100% committed to improve her playing skills, she completely changed her mind
amazing.
and
That's what's up
instead
right there.
wanted to enroll in a music school. Against the will of
for
her
her.
teacher, but with the support of her parents, Akane went to the Tokyo
Shout
School
out
of
to the
Music
parents,
for 2
yo.
years to follow
Shout out to the parents, man. That's kind of a big deal to have parents in your life that are willing to like support you in that way, especially being so young in that transition of like growing into an adult, you know? That's great.
her passion. She was surrounded by talented musicians who wanted to become professional. Even though she was just a beginner in her class, she worked very hard and played every day to catch up with the other students. It was during those years that she joined a band who did a combined live show with another band featuring the one and only Konami. She
Oh,
immediately
let's
acknowledged how
go.
good Konami was with the guitar and wanted to know more about her. It turned out that they lived very close from each other, so they quickly became friends.
That's what's
Konami used to
up, yo.
ask Akane to
That is so freaking cool, man. That's wicked. Hey, small world, right?
know more about her. It turned out that they lived very close from each other, so they quickly became friends. Konami used to ask Akane to play drums on her demos before sending them to record companies. Unfortunately, Akane's band didn't stay together very long, and she was back to square one. But Akane was resourceful, so she started a part-time job as a waitress in a music restaurant in Yokohama.
Hey, there you go.
She could watch live performances and sometimes have a sit behind the kit to play when the restaurant closed for the day.
That's what's up.
She told the manager that she plays drums, so he asked if she could play right now. And she did. Akane played Highway Star from Deep Purple, and the
Nice.
manager agreed to let her play.
That's what's up.
He even offered to train her. From that moment, Akane trained
Let's go.
every day to improve her skills and become a better drummer.
That's what
We are now in 2013, and
Wow.
Band-Maid is actively looking for 3 female musicians to join a rock band while wearing maid outfits.
That's
I
what's
say
up.
3 because at this time, they weren't searching for a lead vocalist yet. Our little pigeon already recruited Konami, so the band was looking for a drummer and a bassist. As you can imagine, Konami
wild,
talked to
man.
Akane about this opportunity. She trusted her with her demos, so why
That's
shouldn't
crazy,
she?
man. What?
At first,
Yo, like the history of this is just absolutely wild, man. This is so cool how this all just kind of came together, man. And like when you get to learn about the behind the scenes kind of stuff with this, it just makes it that much better. You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes it that much more like the lore behind it. You know, you get invested.
she trusted her with her demos, so why shouldn't she? At first, Konami mentioned the label and Akane was excited, until Konami revealed that they are recruiting for an all-girls band. In case you wonder, she hadn't even mentioned the part where they would all have to be dressed in maid outfits. Akane had too many bad experiences from all-girl bands, so she wasn't really thrilled about this idea.
Wow.
But the restaurant she was working at was about to close for good, so she took some time to think about it and finally decided to join Konami. What about the maid outfit, you would ask? Well, she was reluctant at first, but how do you know that it's bad without even trying? After all,
That's cool.
if Konami is already there, it'll be okay, right? So she was willing to give it a try anyway. Konami sent her some demos, and Akane
That's what
found
the
the
hell, yeah.
music really cool right away. And the image of an all-girls band dressed like maids playing this kind of music was really interesting for her.
Well, yeah, definitely.
She felt
See,
that
like,
her
you're not sure until you hear the music, and then you hear like, because if I was to explain Band-Maid to somebody, they would be like, "Huh? You just got to experience it."
Reluctance against all-girl bands and maid outfits was fading away as her motivation kept growing. Just a few months later, a 5-members acoustic band was created under the name Mochi to Cheese.
Mochi
What's the
to
link with
cheese?
Akane, you could ask? Well, Akane and Konami were both part of this side band with 3 members from the band Predia, an idol group formed in 2010
Wow.
under the same agency as Band-Maid, Platinum Passport. They started to perform in the streets with acoustic covers and even performed live a few times over the 2 years of activity.
Wow, okay.
The band also covered Forward, a song from Band-Maid. A single was released in September 2015, but only 2 months later, they sent their last tweet and posted their last entry in their blog.
What?
After that,
That's crazy.
we did not hear from Mochi to Cheese again. Their
Yeah,
YouTube
like-
channel is still available, so you can at least watch a fraction of their performances.
この出会いに優しいキスをこれが
That's crazy. That's,
運命なら
yo, that's so gnarly to see, like, again, the lore behind it all, man. That's crazy.
この出会いに優しいキスを
They definitely do not rock
これが
like
運命
Band-Maid
な
does.
ら
That's for sure. A bad note there, maybe? Akane's just getting it back there. Get it, Akane, get it.
モスチーズでしたバイバイ
Let's get back to Band-Maid.
Yeah, let's go.
With all those years of practice, Akane had a solid base of drumming to bring to the band, but she didn't have a lot of practice with the twin pedals on high-paced songs.
Double bass, huh?
She did buy one
figured
when
it
she
out.
was in high school, but she gave up pretty quickly, only to come back on it later and work as much as she could to try and master it.
I've heard some of her stuff since.
With
It's pretty
Band-Maid,
good.
Akane had to use twin pedals for the first time with Thrill. A painful first experience for her, but the feedback was incredible, so the band members wanted to add more twin pedals in the next songs over the years. This
Heck yeah,
is
man.
something that
Let's
Akane
go.
wanted to do as well. But remember that from 2016, the songs are written by Konami. And Konami loves fast-paced rhythm.
速いのは一番速い BPM。
I think it's 225.
Oh, yeah, okay.
おう
惜しい
ちには225ないね。
ね200
じゃあ次225を目指します。
That's
Usually.
amazing.
Konami songs are based at about 170 beats per minute. But Akane struggled to play the twin pedals over 130 beats per minute
Okay,
because
yeah,
of her
that's
lack of
hard.
solid
That's
practice on
hard.
twin pedaling.
The shit ain't easy, man.
But she wouldn't be defeated that easily. Band-Maid is a hard rock band. They needed to be hard on their music, and Akane
Heck yeah.
had to be able to play faster. So what do you think she did? She thought about how she moves her legs and found ways to improve her movements to be able to play
That's
faster.
what I'm talking about.
And what's the
That's
best
how you
way to
do
do
it.
it? Practice, practice, practice. Muscle memory. Akane tried to move her legs every time and everywhere she could as if she was playing the twin pedals, so her legs remembered those
That's
movements.
crazy. Yeah, there you go.
She was also pushed by Konami, who kept including a lot of twin pedals in her songs. A challenge that Akane couldn't refuse to face, as she is not the type
I
to
love
admit
that, man.
that she can't.
That is so cool. Like the bandmates are challenging each other, and I think that's where a lot of that connection you feel with these girls is where they connect with each other, and the music is what it is because they're able to connect with each other in that way, and it's beautiful, man.
Keep up with a song. After a lot of work and thinking about her playstyle, Akane is now able to use twin pedals anytime in any song.
Heck yeah, dude, get it, girl, get it.
Did you know that Band-Maid performed with a man once? No? Do you want to know more about this story?
Well, yeah.
Of course you do.
Come
It was
on
in
now.
2015, on December 4th to be exact, at the Shinjuku club Science,
Oh, that's
that
cool.
Akane was replaced by a male drummer for a performance. Why, you might ask? Akane mentioned in an interview around that time that she just had an injury and she needed time to rest and heal. Don't worry, it wasn't a life or death situation, as Akane came to this performance disguised as a staff member to support her bandmates. She tweeted 2 months later with a photo of her holding a lot of drumsticks with messages written from fans from
Oh, that's
all
cool.
over the
Let's
world.
go.
Band-Maid has the best community of fans.
I agree.
Am I right?
I agree. Let's
Now,
go,
I'm sure
Maniacs.
that many of you maniacs know that Akane likes to eat.
Shout out
a lot.
Akane and eating. Let's go.
She can eat 120 bowls of soba when, on average, a man eats 70 bowls
I will challenge
and a
you.
woman 50.
You know what?
Or
no,
even
Akane, I don't know if you're ever going to see this reaction, Akane, but I am challenging you now. I will challenge you on the bowls. I will challenge you on raw fish, anything. Let's go. You and me, Akane, food eating contest. Bring it.
30 plates at a Kaiten Sushi, a restaurant where plates of sushi are placed on a conveyor belt that winds through the restaurant and moves past every table, counter, and seat. And believe me when I tell you that 30 is a lot. She loves eating food so much that you can see her eating in a lot of the music videos over the years. I'll bet she really enjoyed
That's
filming
funny.
those.
I didn't notice that.
Akane
That's
was
hilarious.
invited for a few episodes of Band-Maid Nippon, and they played a game where Miku and Saiki had to guess her favorite food outside of Japan.
ご飯
ご飯
何米ってこと
ご飯
米
ピザ
どういうこと主食の
主食っていうの
メインのもの
メインのうん
こってりじゃないでしょきっと
こってりじゃないねパエリアパエリアです
ね勘で言ったら当たったし
What is it?
At the creation of Band-Maid, Akane
Pizza? I
was
don't know.
designated as the leader, as she appeared to be the most responsible. But now, every member has a
That's
different
funny.
role equally important, and having
sure.
a leader was just not relevant anymore. Akane is also famously known for goofing around every chance she gets.
Drummers, man.
はは
What? What?
Take me, resent me, nothing I can do.
She can sing.
Even during live
great.
performances. And she's not the only one, as the other band members try to make her laugh by pulling faces. Sometimes it gives us some very special moments to watch.
I agree. They try to distract her. That's
And
hilarious.
sometimes it just works too well. Band-Maid is really putting on a show when it comes to live performances.
agree.
Because these 5 hard rockin' maids are really enjoying themselves, don't you think?
You know, I think that's a big part of it is that these girls are genuinely having fun on stage, and people know. People know.
All right, it's time to talk about Akane's drum style. But let's keep it simple, shall we? And as I didn't become a musician since our last video on Konami, I will let today's special guests talk to you about this very interesting subject. I don't know about you, but I can't
Let's
wait to
go.
hear what they have to say about Akane. Let's go.
Band-Maid is a group of individuals that are just such heavy hitters on their instruments.
That's
When
what
they
I'm
come
talking
together, the overall
Drum
sound
roll,
of the
Tony.
ensemble is
out.
amazing. The rhythms, the harmonies, the quality of the vocals, the songwriting, the skill sets of how everything is woven together is a very amazing listening experience. I've only seen the videos, but from moment one, it had me hooked. Now, Akane's drumming is when you see someone that is so fluid and relaxed
Yep.
and they're playing at such a high velocity and
a
the
good point. He knows
demand
what he's
is so
talking about.
great. The level of respect is top. It is top for me. So she has a way of laying back in the groove and just flowing so well, but a lot
Tony
of the
knows
times
what's
these
up.
tempos are burning, like they're going fast, but she has this thing where it's like effortless mastery. She lays back. There's all these augmentations and interactions within the orchestration of the song with everybody else. Like there's always these complicated things happening, but when you watch her play, the legato, like it's smooth.
really
It's like
very,
you don't
very
really
rich and
notice
smooth, yes.
how difficult everything is. And for me, that's the major selling point, because anytime something seems like smooth and easy, it's not. It's because the person is so good. They've put in so many thousands of hours on their instrument, and their ability to have all that ensemble listening go on allows them to be that effortless mastery that I just
Right.
brought up.
All
I will
right,
never
I might
get
have to
tired
sub
of
to
watching
Tony
Akane
here.
play. I mean, to be just completely honest, it's inspirational, and it just makes me want to be a better musician.
Akane is a very impressive musician. For many reasons, one of them is her constant evolving. It's almost a rule among musicians to get to a certain level and then stop because that's good enough. But there's no such thing as good enough for Akane. She's constantly
wearing a
getting
Band-Maid,
better, not only
t-shirt.
in her skills as a player, but also as a writer. There's not a single dull moment in her writing. There's always something different and interesting and creative happening. Her
Oh, he's got the
creativity has
artwork
no
in the back.
limits. She almost never repeats herself. That thing where the second verse is completely
That's a
different
good
from
point.
the first, but you can still tell it's the same thing. It represents the same thing. That's very impressive.
I think that's a good point with the not repeating herself. I mean, there are certain things that you got to stick to when it comes to music, and some things just work better, like in a structure. But that, again, that's understanding the instrument and the music itself, right? Like, okay, maybe I need to dial back the playing here because, you know, less is more, or maybe I do need to go all out here because we need to fill in somewhere. And I think Kane's really good at that. Also, shout out to the Zombie Survival Guide. I have that book right there. Just saying.
Writing. Akane is a drummer's drummer, but she's also everybody's drummer. What I mean by that is, to someone who's not familiar with the drums, she sounds very impressive. She is, but it's not impenetrable. It's not tedious.
And I just noticed he's got World War Z over here. Same author of those books, by the way. Good book. Own both of them too.
Self-serving. She's always serving the music. You can always groove to it. But when you do know what she's doing, your mind goes blank for a second, because you can write these incredibly intricate parts that are also beautiful. Recent example of that is in Influencer, the transition that goes from first chorus to the second verse, and that whole part afterwards with the cross sticks and everything. I think they call it the A melody. There's so much happening there. It's so fast. It's so different. And not different from the first verse, different from everything I ever heard from her. There's more music in those, 15 seconds than in 99.99% of all music ever recorded. And you can still dance to it. Then you see her playing live. Doesn't even look like she's doing anything that hard. She doesn't call attention to herself. She just smiles and plays impossible. She hits very, very, very hard with so little effort. She's so fast. She's so precise.
I hit drums so hard, man.
This
I hit them so damn hard, and I don't it's hard for me to look fluid and hit them hard. I don't know how she does it.
feeling in her playing, and that's what music is, or should be, is taking your instrument and amplifying your emotions to touch people's hearts. Akane does that. She hits very hard with incredible speed and precision, but she's also putting herself, her feelings into her music. She's joy, she's happiness, fun to be around. She jokes around, she says random things. And her playing is also like that. Her drumming, her music is joyous, is happy, is pleasurable and surprising, and connects the songs. And she's constantly getting better at it.
Yeah.
And that's very impressive.
That's what's up.
Where do I even begin with Akane? Oh, I've tried covering her drums so many times. Never really got them right because they're so complex. She's definitely the hardest drummer I've ever tried to cover. The skills required alone are insane, but it's not only the skill, it also requires an insane amount of memory skills because she's constantly changing up her drum patterns, keeping things fresh. It never gets stagnant, but it's so hard to remember all the different little changes she makes. And somehow she's still able to smile through all of it while she's playing. She plays with so much power, so much energy, and perfectly complements all the other instruments around her. You can tell from what she's playing that she listens to her fellow bandmates and does what she can to accentuate their parts instead of just playing underneath them or playing over them. She gives the song
that's a good observation. You know, the melding of instruments within song, like, you know, which is where like a mix comes through. I think Akane is very good to know, again, do I play soft here? Do I play big here? Do I play what type of energy do I need to put into where I'm at in the song right now? There's, like he's saying, there's so many transitions and changes that, like, to know all of that and remember all of that is just, it is insanely talented to have those abilities.
Exactly what it needs. Such a well-rounded drummer. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Once again, I've been telling you the story of someone who has been in love with music since forever and tried many instruments until she found the one that was perfect for her: drums. Even though she was alone in her club during high school, without a drum kit to practice on at home, Akane did her best to learn the basics by herself and was able to join a music school and pursue her goal of becoming a professional musician. From a child who wanted to try everything but couldn't find the motivation to keep at it, to a truly passionate
You just got to
musician,
find that one thing, man.
Akane kept doing her best.
You know, that's how it was with me at YouTube. You know, like I'm trying to find something that I like doing. You know, something I'm passionate about. And finally, like YouTube, like making content and entertaining people and writing music and all of this stuff. Like it's what I want to do. And when you find that passion, like you want to get up and do it no matter what, right? And that's how I feel about making content and music and everything. Is I just want to get up and do it when things that I've done in the past, you know, even to this day, I have to do things that I don't want to do. That's life. But, you know, to always come back to that one thing that you love and are good at, you know, I love it, man.
Best to live for and from music. Working at a music restaurant to end up playing drums there. Joining Band-Maid with Konami and within this already incredible band, learning and evolving towards this image of a strong hard rock female drummer she always wanted to be associated with. Akane wanted to prove that gender has nothing to do with her drumming and how hard Band-Maid's music is. And we can all agree that she does this.
So that's one thing I like about, like, being an artist or even being a musician is, it doesn't matter what gender, not even that, you know, gender I think should be part of the conversation, because like not once in my mind was I like, oh, she's a killer female drummer. She's just an amazing drummer, and she stands up with, you know, any drummer, any female drummer, any male drummer, it doesn't matter, man. She stands up next to him. And as a matter of fact, I think she's probably better than a lot of these drummers in these bands that are popular. So I got nothing but love and respect for her as a musician, artist, and an individual. She seems like a very cool, chill individual, and she's just an amazing musician who understands what it means to, you know, there's a bigger whole, right? It's not just her in the band, it's the band mates. And she has fun, and she does make it look effortless.
Prove that gender has nothing to do with her drumming and how hard Band-Maid's music is. And we can all agree that she does this every time she hits her drums. No matter how difficult it was, no matter how many obstacles she faced, Akane destroyed everything in her way so she could achieve what makes her special.
That's what's up.
As a person and a drummer.
Stay with me, you carry like a moment. I never change, that love is beautiful.
That's what's up. Let's go, Akane! Let's go. Man, what a great documentary. This one was really good, y'all. Part 3, Akane. Shout out to Ohrenje and crew. Thank you for making these documentaries. Go support them. Go sub to the channel. Go check them out. Go show them love. Do all of that, man. What an amazing... Yo, that was cool. What a great story to see that, like, she never gave up on finding... Akane never gave up on finding what it was that she was talented with. That natural talent, right? That what makes her special. As they say in the documentary, and she never gave up and found it and found her place, and now look at her kicking ass and taking names behind the drums. Anyway, y'all, man, what a great little documentary on this one. We got part 4 coming up, so look forward to it. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this one, guys. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this one. Love to hear your thoughts down there and have that conversation with y'all. And if you guys like this sort of thing, we're gonna do more. This was requested. Polska, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Polska Bob, showing love. So if you guys want, you know, I do take requests and stuff like that. So yeah, if there's anything you guys want me to check out, let me know. Anyway, y'all, I love you guys. Thank you. Hit the sub button, all that crap down below. Y'all know what to do to me. I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love every single one of you guys. Remember, everybody, stay nuclear. Peace.